November the 6th, 2011, I was at home. I was just, going about my day. And I received a text message from DeAndre, which is Junior, that's what I called him. Um, and he was just talking to me. He was texting basically randomly, like we always do. And he was just telling me, like, he wanted to see me. And I was like, no, today's not a good day because my mom's going to go see my stepdad, who was incarcerated at the time. She's going to see him, so there will be nobody at home with me. You can't come by. So he was very persistent on coming, even after I told him no. He still kept saying, well, he's going to come, and he wanted to chill, he wanted to hang out, and I'm just like, no, I don't think you should come because nobody's going to be here, and plus my mom already said no, so the answer is no. So he just continued to keep on just pushing it. Like he just really just wanted to see me that day, and I'm just like, no, you don't need to come over here. So I was like, well, I'm about to finish cleaning up, so I will talk to you another time. So he was like, okay. So after that, I started cleaning up the house. I was actually sweeping the floor at the time when he called me back. And so he was like, did you ask your mom? I was like, yeah, I asked her. I told you. She said no. Nobody's going to be here with me. And so he was like, okay, well, I just talked to you. I'll see you later. So I was like, okay. Hung up the phone, continued to clean the house up. So my mom had left by that time, and my ex best friend, named Brandy, she was in the room, and she was, I think, sleeping at the time. And she, yeah. So the doorbell rang, and I went to the door. I was like, who is it? He was like, it's Junior. So I'm like, what the crap is he doing here? Like, he not supposed to be here. So I opened the door. I was like, what are you doing here? He was like, well, I came to see you. So I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm going to get in so much trouble because he's not supposed to be here. Mama already told me no. So I let him in, and we sat on the couch. We started watching TV, different movies, different TV shows, and everything. And he was just real chill. He was real calm and cool, and he didn't seem like he had any anger in him or anything. He was just normal. That's the way that he was, because prior to November the 6th, I met him at my granny's apartments, which is called Terrence Hill, and he was just a good guy. He played with all the kids around, and he used to just get out there and just play with the kids with the football, because he played football, or he plays football for I forgot the name of the team, but it's semi-pro. And he was just a really cool guy, so I was like, cool, we could be cool. So back to the story. He was just sitting there. He was really cool, and um he was like, no, my best friend came out, and she was like, well, she had to go to work, which she told me and my mom that day that, she didn't have to work, so that's who would be at home with me. But, my mom still was just like, no, he shouldn't come over. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, she had to go to work, and I'm like, well, how you gonna get there? Because you don't have a car, and I don't have a car, and mama's not here to drive you, so I don't know how you gonna get there. So Junior was like, well, you know what? I'll carry her to work. So I was like, well, Brandy, Junior said he'll carry you. So she was like, okay, well, let me get dressed. So she got dressed. She came out, and she kind of lingered a little bit. She went in the kitchen, then she came back out, and then she went in the bathroom, and she came back out. So she was like just fumbling around, but she was already dressed with, her whole Pizza Hut uniform on and everything. So he was like, okay, you ready? So he walked out the door. She walked out. They got in the car, everything. I locked the door. He was like, well, I'll see you later. I was like, okay, bye. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, he's not coming back because he's going to drop her off. That's like right down the street from his house, so he's not coming back. So I'm like, cool, I'll just be here till my mom get back, whatever. So I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm texting my ex-boyfriend, which is my boyfriend right now, Trey, and I was like, what are you doing? And this, that, and the other. So he was like, nothing. Whoop, whoop. So the doorbell rings, and I'm like, who is it? And he's like, it's Junior. So I opened the door and I'm like, "What are you doing back here? You're not supposed to be here again. Like, what is going on?" And he's like, "Well, I just came back because I knew you weren't gonna be here. I knew you was gonna be here by yourself." So I was like, "Okay." So when he walked in the door, he took his shoes off, which I never understood why he took his shoes off. He took his shoes off and he left them outside the door, not inside the door, outside the door. So he came in and he walked in and he just went straight to the living room and sat on the couch. So I was like, okay. So I have fibromyalgia, which is a bone, joint, and nerve disease. So I was sick that day. So I was like, well, let me take my medicine because I'm not feeling too good. So he was like, okay. So with the medicine, I have to eat something because it makes me nauseous. So I put a pizza in the oven and the pizza cooked. We watched TV. When it finished, I ate the pizza. I took my medicine and it kind of made me a little woozy. So I sat down back on the couch and we started watching this movie with Zac Efron called 17 Again, I think. And we just started watching the movie and, we was just chilling. So as the movie ended, the credits came on and everything and it started transitioning to another show. So he was like, he just started like making small talk jokes and stuff. So he just started tickling me out the blue, like it came from nowhere because when we was talking, we was just talking randomly about different stuff. And so he just like scooted over and he just started tickling me. So I'm like, stop. And so he's like, no, da da da. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if you don't stop, I'm gonna call my mama. So I went to reach for my phone and he knocked my phone off the couch to behind the couch. So I'm like, oh shoot, in my mind. And so he went on to, I'm sorry. Okay. So he went on to tickling me and I'm like, oh my gosh, Junior, leave me alone. And he just continued to do so. So after that, I'm getting nervous because I'm like, why is he still tickling me? Like after you've been tickled for a long period of time, it's like it stopped being funny. It started hurts. It started to hurt. So I'm like, stop, Junior. I don't want to play anymore. Just leave me alone. So he's like, oh no, 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 this is fun and games. Like that's how he's acting. So by that time he's like tickling me, but like with his other hand, he's starting to slowly pull my pants down. And in my mind, I'm like in the state of shock, like what are you doing? Like why are you doing this? So I knew in that moment that this is not what I wanted to happen. Like I was a virgin, so I knew who I wanted to be with for the first time, and it was not him. So he continued to pull my pants down, and as he's pulling my pants down slowly, they got to about knee length, and then that's when he started pulling my panties down, and he caught my panties up with my sweats. I had on black sweats, yellow t-shirt, and white stripes. Remember it like it was yesterday. And he's pulling them down, he's pulling them down. So by this time, he's got my panties and my sweats to my knee, to my ankles. So I'm just like grabbing my pants and stuff and I'm trying to pull them back up. And I'm like, Junior, leave me alone. Like, no, this is not about to happen. So he like pushes my legs a little bit and he started performing oral sex on me. And for somebody who has never been sexually active before, that first sensation of somebody it didn't feel right to me. Like, it just didn't feel right. So I'm like, Junior, stop. Like, I do not want this at all. And so he continued to keep going on. So after that, I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I just laid there. And he still kept continuing to perform oral sex on me. So he looked up and the look that he gave me was like, care what you say. I don't care how many times you say no. This is what I want, so I'm going to take it. So, like he came up, like he came up, and he stuck his penis inside of me, and it hurt so bad. Oh my gosh, it hurt so bad. So I was like, no, stop! Like, oh my gosh, leave me alone. And he just wouldn't stop. So he penetrated me maybe like 4 or 5 times, and I guess he got what he needed. So he just got up and he went straight to the bathroom. And I was like just laying there for a second. So I just grabbed my pants. When I grabbed my pants, I got up and I ran to the other bathroom. And I was in there and I sat on the floor for a second. And in that moment, the only thing I could do was cry because that is not what I wanted to happen. I thought we was just gonna chill. So I got up and I walked out the bathroom and I went back in the living room and he came out the other bathroom and I was like, just get out. I went in the kitchen and I went by the knives. And I was like, just get out. Like, Junior, just get out. And he was like, what are you talking about? What's wrong with you? Why are you crying? You know, your mama's gonna be mad at me. Like, you know, I love you. You know, I wanted to be with you. So I'm like, just get out. So he walked to the door. He unlocked the door. He walked out and he grabbed his shoes and he got in his truck and he pulled off. So at that time, I went back in the bathroom and I sat down. I got back on the floor in a ball. And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, am I supposed to call the police? Am I supposed to call my mama? Like, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I called my best friend and I'm like, Brandy. She was like, what? And I'm like, I told him no. I told him to stop. But he did it. So she was like, well, I'm on my way. So I was like, okay. So I hung up the phone with her and I called my ex-boyfriend, Trey. And I was like, Trey, I told him no. But he did anyways. He was like, I'm on my way. Call the police and call your mama. So I called the police first, and she was like, I'm sending an officer out right now. I called my mama, and my mama said she was on her way. And I just sat there for a second, like, how could he take this from me? Why would he do this to me? So police lady called me back and said, "Ma'am, do you hear the officer?" So I went I went to the door, and as the police was pulling up, my mama was pulling up, Trey was pulling up, Brandon was pulling up. Everybody pulled up at the same time. So they all rushed in, and the police asked me questions, and I went to the hospital. It was just like the worst day of my life. Like, if I could change anything about that day, I would never open the door for him. Because I thought he was my friend. Like, I thought he was cool. Like, I didn't think that he would try to hurt me in any way. Like, we used to talk on the phone, and he used to tell me about him wanting to be a famous NFL player, and I was telling him about my dreams of being a famous supermodel, and we just used to talk. So I never thought that he would do anything like that to me. So after all that, me going to the hospital and getting the rape kit done, and I came home, and like I didn't know what I was supposed to do with my life after that. That's like the hardest thing in the world to go through. The hardest thing is I just didn't know what I was supposed to do. So 2 days after that, I tried to kill myself, and I didn't kill myself because obviously I'm here, but I just had to find something to numb the pain. So I started cutting, and I went to counseling, but it really didn't work because I feel like the counselor was more interested in my relationship with my ex-boyfriend, which is my boyfriend now, than what actually happened to me. And it just didn't work. And everybody that was surrounding me wanted me to be okay, and they was like, "You're gonna get past this," and nobody was really just supportive of me. Nobody was really just trying to understand that that had just happened to me. Like, I can't be okay after that. Like, just couldn't be okay.
Life is like a big merry-go-round. You're up and then down, going in circles trying to get to where you are. Everybody's been counting you out, but where are they now? Sitting in the same